Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. It is wonderful to see you again. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah and I am a crocheter. In today's video, we're just going to talk about everything that I've managed to crochet this week. Currently it is Wednesday, so there will be more clips added on afterward. But we're going to start with Sunday. So Sunday I made these two gnomes. Now they're a free pattern on my channel if you want the pattern. They don't stand on their own, so I glue buttons on the bottom of them. And honestly, I think it makes them that much cuter. It's just my favorite thing. And these buttons I found they fit perfectly on the bottom. So Monday I crocheted this guy and then that was it. So Sunday and Monday I crocheted 3 things. Usually I can get a lot more done. It's just I had a market that weekend and I was really tired, so I didn't get much done. So on Tuesday though, yesterday, I worked on some penguins. So I crocheted this pink penguin and this gray penguin. Buddy, okay, you can join. Here's Arthur. Buddy, you're blocking the camera. Okay, sit down. Okay, he's just gonna bother us for 5 seconds and then leave like he usually does. Okay, anyways, I crocheted the 2 penguins Tuesday and this 1 pink axolotl because I usually have 4, a blue, green, purple, and a pink one. Don't... Buddy. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna kick him off. Oh my gosh. Alright, he's on the bed. Let's see if we can get through this. No. Okay, I'll have to get back to you guys in a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I actually had to kick him out because that's how crazy he's being right now. Okay, I don't really know where I was at, but Tuesday I crocheted 3 things. And I just crocheted this guy today. I'm hoping to crochet 2 more of these jellyfish. I love the way they turn out. They're super cute, but they take forever to make these tentacles. So I don't know. We'll see how many I can get through. Currently, I'm just market prepping for Christmas market I have in a month. I want to stock up as much as I possibly can because I'm really hoping it's going to be a good market this time. So far I've done really well this year. I've been to 5 markets already and I did really well at most of them. Way better than I used to do. When I was younger, I used to try and do markets and they didn't do well. I just didn't know what I was doing, and now that I know what I'm doing really well. There's also a lack of people who crochet plushies in this area that I'm in, so that's another reason why I've been doing really well. Also, real quick before we move on, I want to give you guys a tip. If you're trying to make sales at markets, I highly recommend working with original patterns. So if you know how to design your own patterns, I recommend doing that. Or if you don't, try and seek out unique patterns. I find that I sell really well when I sell unique items. So don't copy and paste what other people are doing. Don't make all those bees and the leggy froggies. Like, you can make them. I just highly recommend making other things too, more unique items, because that's what really draws people in. All right, I'm going to get back to crocheting. And you guys can crochet along with me if you want, or you can just watch and relax and see how many more of these jellyfish I can get done today. So real quick, I thought I'd like to talk about my tags because I'm going to tag some of these and put them in my storage bins and clear my desk. So what I used to do is just tag with the little white tags. I don't do that anymore because I tag with these. These I print myself and cut out myself, and it's definitely a labor of love, but it's got my name on it, my information on it, and then on the back you can put price. I like these because I can put the sticker on it, and if people buy it but don't want to share their price with whoever they bought it for, they can peel the sticker off, but leave the tag on. So yeah, these tags I really like. They're a bit big, so I only put them on. I put them on most of my items, but I don't put them on super small items. Those all go in a basket together. But I designed these myself, printed them, cut them. So, excuse me. You don't need anything fancy to make these, and you don't need to spend a lot of money to order them. You can just print them yourself. I use the Canva, and it's free on Canva. I don't use the pro version or anything. I design a whole sheet of them, and then print the sheet out. It'll take a little bit of experimenting. I print it on some cardstock, and then I chop them up, cut the corners off with the corner cutter, whatever they're called, and then hole punch, and then put them on. Highly recommend for markets, because 90% of the people come to my table don't take business cards. But when they buy something, they take these tags, and they have my information. So, highly recommend. These tags are for my gnomes. I'm charging $20 for them because they have crystals on them. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted several times. I charge $20 for these gnomes because they have crystal on them and the buttons, and they're more for decoration. And they also take about an hour to make, so counting material costs and time spent, they take a little over an hour. $20 is fair. I know they're not that big, but I generally charge more for acrylic pieces anyways. So I just hook it around their arms. There we have the tag, price, materials, and the cleaning instructions. And now these guys can go in my bins and get off my desk, because my desk is a mess right now. For the penguins, I charge $14. I think if I sell these again, I'm going to charge $15, just because that's an easier number to keep track of. They take about an hour, less than an hour, depending on if I'm distracted or not. And the material cost isn't too high, so $14 is a fair price. And I could get away with charging a tiny bit more, but in my experience, these haven't sold very well, which is kind of sad because they're one of my favorite things on my table. But I guess because they're smaller, they go unnoticed or something. Finally, we're going to charge $18 for the axolotl. I also have sea turtles on my table. They are for $20. In fact, I'll show you them when I'm done tagging this one. If you're curious about where I got these patterns, the majority of my patterns I freehand myself. Everything I've shown you so far have been my own patterns. The axolotl pattern is not currently available because I'm thinking about writing a book or putting the patterns together and putting them online. I was thinking of doing like an under the water, under the sea line. I'm really new to all of that, so I haven't gotten around to experimenting with it. Since it is market season for where I live right now, I'm just focusing on the markets that I'm doing. And then I'm hoping by either December or January, I can start getting some patterns out so that you guys can purchase them from me. So give me 1 second and I'll find the other patterns I'm talking about, and I'll show you a couple prices to give you an idea of how I price. Okay, so I have the rest of the axolotls, which I have 4 color options for. So far I haven't noticed any color that sells more than the rest. If I had to say, it'd probably be the pink one, but it really depends on where you're going, who your target audience is, whether they're going to be male or female or etc. So I always had the 4 color options available though. Then I also, sorry if you couldn't hear me, I have the sea turtle right here. These guys are my own pattern as well, which is another one that I would like to put online sometime. They charge $20 for them. Mainly they take about the same amount of time as the axolotl, but there is more work involved, so that's why I charge $20. I have to, sew. Well, it is a no-sew pattern, but you have to make all these extra pieces, especially the axolotl, where there's only 3 things that you're putting on after you're done, versus this guy where you got to make all the components and then finally crochet it together. So that's why this guy's $20. Then I have this bats that I also sell. These guys tend to sell really well. I found though at markets, if you have too many color options, then they don't sell as well. I'm not quite sure why it is. Maybe people are looking for a more unique thing, or there's that fear that they're not going to get one when there's less. So I sold out these bats for 4 or 5 of the markets, except when I had 13 of them. 13 color options, then that's when they started to sell less. So just keep that in mind when you're making items. I think the most color options should be kept for online stores rather than in-person stores, but that's just my opinion. The bats I charge $22 for. They're a free pattern, by the way, on my Instagram and on YouTube. I'll link that in the description as well. So currently I have 9 or 10 of these bats. Next market, I'm just going to try putting up a few of the ones that I really like instead of all of them and see how they do. And then finally, I have these snakes. Now these are my pattern. They're not released yet. Now that I'm looking at them though, I think I might release them soon since I don't have any plans. They take about an hour to make, and I charge $15 for them. I used to charge $12 and they sold a lot better, but at the same time, that was before I actually timed how long it took me to make these. And they take a lot longer than I thought they did, so that's why I just decided to change it up to $15. These are also one of the things I put on my table that I put a whole bunch of color options on, and they started to sell worse, and it might just be the markets we went to. I also upped the price at the same time, so there's a lot of variables that I can't really keep track of, but I do think I'll also limit the color options for these just to make it more like a scarcity thing, so that people are more willing to buy it on the spot instead of walk away and come back later. So yeah, that is some of the prices, some of the items on my table. I'm thinking that the snakes will always be on my table, no matter what season it is. And I think next season I'll phase out the underwater creatures and start like a more cuddly version. Like I'm thinking, if any of you have seen my cow pattern, I'm thinking those type of body types for the majority of my stuff. The issue with that though is that the cows are more expensive because they take longer to make. So I'd have to think of some things to balance that out so that people can buy my lower priced items and not feel so they can still get something from me, if you get what I'm saying. Basically, my rule of thumb is $15 an hour with a couple extra dollars for material cost. That's the way I do it. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a second before closing out the video to explain how much I made this week. Personally, this was actually a pretty slow week. I know some of you might cringe when I say that, but this was still a good week. It just wasn't my best week. So on Sunday, I crocheted 2 gnomes for a total of $40. And then Monday, I crocheted 1 gnome for a total of $20. Now, Monday, I also crocheted a couple minis, but I'm not going to count those because I'm not going to show them on camera. They're for my Christmas special coming December 1st to the 12th. So I'm not going to give any spoilers yet, but if you are interested in that, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date. Now on Tuesday, I made 2 penguins and an axolotl, and that total is $46. Wednesday was my best day by far for not feeling as burnt out. I managed to make 4 jellies, which I honestly can't stand making their corkscrews, so it's pretty cool that I was able to do all 4 in one day. So the total for that is $80. Now, Thursday I made a cow, which you guys saw I made on a drive. I only managed to get the body done, but then when I got home I finished him. And then I also made the extra large gnome, which I didn't get on camera I don't think, but it's this pink one here. So that total is $53 because I charged $25 for the cow and I'll be charging $28 for this gnome. Friday I made the second gnome, which is slightly bigger, and I'm going to charge $30 for. So I actually made the hat the day before on Thursday, but I didn't get a chance to finish it because it was pretty late. And then also on Friday I made 2 elves, which are these guys here. I don't think I got these on video very much, so here's their final look. Yeah, they got cute little bells that ring. It's just, they're super cute, they're super basic. I charged $25 for the elves and $30 for the big gnome over here. So total is $78. So second best day was Friday. It was still a really good day because I did manage to get 2 acrylic pieces out, and acrylic hurts my hands more, so it's hard to get those pieces out. Now Saturday I just made Mr. and Mrs. Claus. These guys I free-handed, there was no pattern or anything, and yeah, they took me all day. Santa Claus took me most of the time, and then I made this. I made Mrs. Claus in about an hour and a half, about 2 hours, somewhere around there, which I also got on video. Didn't get this on video because I was sitting downstairs on the couch, and I can't actually set up a camera very easily down there. So with all of that put together, my total was $367 worth of merchandise. It is a good amount that I made this week. I'm not gonna say it isn't. It's just, I know I've done better in the past. I think right now my main issue is I don't have too many ideas. As some of you probably can tell, I haven't released a tutorial in a couple weeks because I've just kind of ran out of fresh ideas. So you might see another one of these videos in the future, and then a tutorial closer to Christmas. But with all that together, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you very much, and you can leave a purple heart in the comments. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!